Hi! Are you or your ward planning to study in the United States of America? Then you most definitely know that you need an F1 visa. In this video, I'm going to share with you all the documents that you need to show for your visa interview. Stay tuned. Okay, so number one, the documents that you need is your passport. Of course, where are they going to put the visa? Make sure you show up with your passport. Now, a few things to note about the passport. Number one, the passport needs to have at least 6 months validity from the time you plan to enter the United States, okay? Not from the time of the visa interview, because you could go for your visa interview 3 months prior to the start of school, or you could go, now it's 365 days, like I said in my previous video, so you could go earlier. Just make sure whichever passport you're taking, it has a minimum of 6 months validity. That's number one. Number two, make sure it has quite a number of leaflets, okay? I don't know how many pages they flip. I don't know if it's standardized for everybody, because for me, they didn't just go to the next available page. They flipped quite a number of pages before they put the visa over there. So number two, it needs to have quite a number of pages. Number three, if you've ever traveled on an old passport, or you have an old passport, you have to take it along, okay? Travel history sometimes is essential. It can boost your chances of getting your visa. So 3 things about your passport. 1, the validity, at least 6 months. 2, a lot of leaflets. Then number 3, if you have an old passport, please go with it. That's it for document number 1. On to document number 2. This is your I-20. So when you receive your I-20, these are the things I want you to know before you pack them or before you put them in your file and set off for your interview. Now, be sure to check out your major course of study, okay? Your major, because sometimes the name of the degree of the course is not the same as your major, okay? I'll give you a perfect example. I did global health policy and management. So on my first I-20, I switched while I was in school. So on my first I-20, I had health policy analysis. I was in the health systems concentration. Then I switched. So when my next I-20 came, it had econometrics and quantitative economics. So eventually that is the course I did. So imagine if that was the first course. It's a STEM course. Imagine if that was the first STEM course that I was doing. The title of the course that I know I'm going to do is Global Health Policy and Management. However, the STEM concentration name is different. So on your I-20, it is the STEM concentration course that shows on it. I'm saying this so that you prepare based on the course that is showing on your I-20. Okay, so on your I-20, you have to, there's a part where it's already been signed. So you also, there's a space for you to sign. However, if you are under 18 years, there is a space for your guardian to also sign. So make sure you have your signed I-20, not just an I-20, okay? Good. The next important document, number 3, is your DS-160 confirmation page. So prior to your interview date, you need to make sure that you have your DS-160 confirmation page. You would have filled your DS-160 online, and then a confirmation page will be generated for you. So you need to print that and take it along as well. Now, you are required to pay a service fee, okay? It's an abbreviation for Student and Exchange Visitor Information System. So you also need to take this receipt along. As at the time that I'm filming this video, it is $350. So you definitely need to pay this and get the receipt before you go for the interview. It's very, very important. So the next important document, that's number 4, is your service fee receipts. You would also need a passport picture. You need 2 passport pictures. Actually, you need to carry them along, and you need to make sure they meet the American standard passport picture. So this is the requirement that is needed for the picture. Please, prior to your interview or prior to taking this picture, make sure you go on the website, and I'll leave the link in the description box down below. And make sure any of these documents have not changed. As at the time I'm filming this, these are the requirements, but it could change. So make sure you are up to date and you have the latest information, okay? So make sure your passport picture meets all these requirements. So the next category, I am going to call it financial documents. I'll put it in a huge bracket so that you can have an idea. It's a pool. It depends on which one you are going with so that you can choose. Personally, I took literally all these documents. Number 1, I took my pay slip, 3 to 6 months pay slip. Number 2, my bank statement, because the bank statement some way somehow confirms your pay slip. You know, it shows the inflows and outflows of money. That's number 2, my bank statement. Then number 3, the bank statement of my sponsor. And number 4, a sponsorship letter from my sponsor to increase the validity of this sponsorship, so that it doesn't look like I just went on the street and begged somebody that, oh, come and pay my school fees, or, you know, that kind of thing. So it increases the validity. However, if you are going with loans, you could also take a letter or a proof of it, okay? If you have sponsorship from your school or from any research assistantship, anything, if you have a letter that is confirming it and that is showing that that is how your tuition is going to be paid, you also have to take that. So anything regarding finances, anything to prove that your tuition is going to be covered for, and then your living expenses is also going to be covered for, please and please and please again, put all your financial documents together and then take them. That is it for financial documents. Be sure to also have your visa application fee. I'm from Ghana, and you usually have to pay the visa application fee at the bank before you show up for the interview, okay? Before you can even book to get your date for the interview. But in some other countries, you pay the visa application fee when you are having the interview. So be sure to keep the receipt. On to the next. If you took any other supplementary examinations like the GRE, be sure to include the results as well. Now, if you also took English proficiency tests like a TOEFL or IELTS, do include these results as well. These are supplementary documents, I should call them. Not entirely supplementary, but they may be needed, so just take them along, okay? Admission letters. So I had admission to, was it 4 schools? Yeah, I think so. Story for another day. 4 or 5. Story for another day. Now, you have to take letters, your admission letters, to show proof that you're actually admitted. Like I said, sometimes all of these documents will not be asked for, but it is better to have more than to have less. Don't give them any chance for you to be bounced, okay? Now, admission letter from the school where you have the I-20, and if you got any other admission, I will advise you to take the admission letters as well. It doesn't hurt. Of course, the statement of purpose that you wrote, just print it out to get the admission. Just print it out and have it with you just in case. Now, it's also good and prudent to take all your certificates. For me, the 2 degrees that I had my certificates with me, and I also had my appointment letter. You can also take your appointment letter, okay? My appointment letters from the institutions that I had worked with as at the time. And also you can print your CV and resume. You can also print that. I printed that and then I took them along, okay? And so these supplementary documents, I'll go over them, are your statement of purpose, your resume, your certificates if you have any, and also your transcripts. Very, very important. You should take your transcripts as well. More is better than less, so please take your transcripts as well. So if you are married, okay, or you have a business, you know, in my previous video I spoke about home ties, having your home ties, proving home ties. You can take your original marriage certificate. Please take the original. You can add that. If you also have a business, I told you, if you are trying to prove that you are going to come back, one of the things you can use is a business. If you have a business, you can take your business documents, you know, and then to prove that you're going to come back home. Yes, so these are the documents that you need for your visa interview. You can tell me in the comments if I missed any of them, or if you think any of the documents are very important and I missed it. Just help me to help everybody to prepare for their interview to come to school in the United States. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. I'm going to see you in my subsequent videos. I'm going to bring you a lot of tips. Trust me to always leave you a bonus tip. I don't know why I just love bonuses. I just love bonuses. I'm a queen of bonuses. So for this bonus tip is my personal advice. Whichever documents that you are taking, ensure that you have both the original and photocopies, just in case they would want a copy for themselves. It may or may not happen. I'm not saying it happens, but just have it. Original of all the documents that I have actually mentioned, and photocopies of all the documents that I have mentioned. Like I said previously, you are going to be so tense. You are going to be tense, so you need not be disorganized. That's even going to make you extra clumsy, and you know, I don't know, get prepared. So fortunately, I have the file that I took from, I used to organize my documents for the interview. This is it. You know, it had like sessions, so I would put like all financial documents in one session. I'll put like anything related to the school, like the admission, all the admission letters, also in one segment. And then all the essential ones, the ones that are going to be taken very early, like the I-20, the DS-160, the appointment confirmation. I put all of them also at the front, so I sorted them into something like this. However, I think this was taken. You need something that is much more clearer than this if you want to keep your file. But if sometimes it's taken, like I said, so you need to use paper clips. Okay, so I use paper clips for each of the segments that I am talking to you about, so that if it's financial, I know you can use different colors to mark the different types of documents. So maybe financial is in red, this is in blue, this is in that, so that even if this file is taken away from you, your documents are still organized with the paper clip. And as you are tensed in the room, you can look through your documents and they are not all over the place. So when you're asking for a document, you can easily know where to pull it out and just give it to them. This is the organization tip that I had for you. 2 bonus tips. If you don't want this, then what else do you want? Thank you so much for watching till the end. And I told you, like I always say, we are not giving up. You are coming to study here. Work hard, prepare, and all the best in your interview. Come back and comment if you get the visa, and let's celebrate together. I'll guide you through the other steps as you move along your journey. Thank you so much. I know you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit that notification bell so you are the first to know when I post the next video.